Good afternoon, Mr. Jazz Gandham, CEO of eCareers, real business entrepreneur of the year. That must be incredible. Thank you for joining us here at CTA today. Where are you originally from?
So born and bred in Slough.
Okay.
Live in Slough. Worked in Slough. Went to school in Slough. All my friends are in Slough. It's home.
Yeah.
Had the pleasure of probably travelling all over the world.
Okay.
Thanks to work. Never miss an opportunity to do a bit of.
What's your most memorable
sightseeing.
location?
I've been able to see a lot of exciting and interesting places. I love Australia.
Okay.
It's
And you went out there to work. Is this what business venture?
eCareers.
This was
eCareers.
Okay.
We went to go and we had some good business opportunities over there, some customers that wanted to do business with us. We went there for 18 days.
Okay.
Planned was to have 6 meetings. Actually, we planned to go for 10 days. It turned out into 18 days. We had 6 meetings.
Yeah.
By the end of the 18th day, we'd had 28 meetings.
Incredible.
Set up an office.
In those 18 days.
2 joint ventures. And we had 2 days to go and see the Great Barrier Reef.
Incredible.
So Australia is a place that sticks close to me because of the way they do business is very relaxed, but they get on with things attitude.
Right.
Just what you need in business. 3
words to best describe yourself.
I think I'm very hardworking. I always look out for an opportunistic, definitely. Hardworking, opportunistic, and I'm driven. Yeah, single-minded.
Great.
Make stuff happen.
Pros and cons of your job.
So pros, I can sit here all day long. Apart from when I used to fill shelves at Asda when I was 16 and 17 to pay for my uni. I've never worked for anybody. The pros to me are the single biggest pro is I'm in control of my own destiny. If I don't do something, I fail. If I achieve something, then everyone around me gains.
Yeah.
So the rewards are the biggest pros to me, the potential rewards. And con, for me, is when I hate it when I don't see people living up to their capabilities. I've had some very good mentors, and we've been taught that wealth is not money. Wealth is all about what you can bring to the world, what you can give to people, what you can contribute, your reputation, how people will look back at you. That is wealth. So what that means is that we have an absolute drive to try and help people grow, help people achieve their potential. So I too often see people who have got capability but probably just not being able to reach their potential and letting themselves down.
What's your single most greatest achievement?
I always say to my senior management team, we could probably write a few books about what we've been through in the last 7 or 8 years. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. I think the iPro journey was really exciting.
Okay.
Something started off as a conversation that turned into an innovation, that turned into something that all of a sudden we decided that we can disrupt an industry. And the interest that we got from professional sports on a product that we'd innovated, on an idea that happened around, over a few beers, to a brand that we built over a weekend, to a product that we innovated over 6 months or so. A lot of time, effort, and money went into that. I think that was a huge achievement.
Yeah.
But I think the single most biggest achievement, I think, was the stadium naming rights for Derby County Football Club.
Wow.
I think to be able to work with a, you know, one of the largest football clubs, and to be able to sit with them, they're an American and one Canadian owner, 5 Americans and a Canadian owner, explain to them our business plan, explain to them this is a business that just started and hadn't even traded yet, based on a innovation, and convincing them to change their stadium name from Pride Park to the iPro Stadium, and we invested a lot of money. It was a £7 million 10-year deal. At that time, but we had that much belief in what we did. But it really catapulted iPro to what it is today. You know, heading towards, you know, distributing into almost 30 countries, into most sports, into...
How many clubs you can sign with?
You can say more than 30 football clubs, most rugby clubs, basketball, netball.
Wow.
You know, I think it's over 20 sports that we were in. The army, the navy, the fire services, the police. We're now launching into schools, and like I said, nearly 30 countries.
Is this what you planned 10 years ago? How everything stands as this moment? Because you're just about to go into one of the biggest crowdfundings ever at the moment, especially in your edtech industry.
No, I thought I would have done better.
Yeah.
Honestly, 10 years ago when I was 30, just turned 40 a few weeks ago. So thank you. I thought I would be better.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be ready to be doing a lot more charitable work today by the age of 40 than I'm doing. I'm nowhere near that yet.
So why exactly have you chosen crowdfunding for a way of raising capital?
Why crowdfunding? So crowdfunding is something that's really interesting. Up until today, I've never had to go to anybody. I've never looked to anybody to raise capital. Every single one of our multiple business has been what the terminology is bootstrapped, you know, self-funded. We've invested, reinvestment of profits. We've taken a business that has got immense potential. So, but that can only take you so far. So sometimes you need to go out there, and we've trained over 500,000 people. So we were sat around one day and we said, look, we've had a lot of friends and family who all work, a lot of them work in the business, we've got a lot of friends and family, we've got a lot of wide network of friends and family, so we love what you do, we want to be involved. A lot of customers, you know, students who have learned with us saying, we love what you do. And it fits into my vision is, you know, love people, like helping people, like giving back to people.
Absolutely.
And I believe that in, you know, with the crowd investing into this business, my personal passion of saying, here buddy, thanks for having faith in us. Here's something back a lot more than what you gave, but you had faith in what we were doing. You've had faith with us. I've had a lot of people that have had faith with us from day one. You know, I'd love the concept of giving back, so it all sort of made sense.
Brilliant. What 3 things would you tell to a budding entrepreneur right now?
I think anybody that wants to run their own business or start their own business, there's 3 things to me that must stand out. One is you've got to know your market. Know your market means you've got to know your product. You've got to know your competitors, you know, you've got to know the opportunity. That's you knowing your market. You've got to know what you're doing, who that is. The second thing is you've got to know how to sell. There's so many people now that I know that are great technicians, great at knowing their product, but they don't know how to sell. Selling, people think, is just to a customer, just to get an order. Selling isn't. Today in business, you've got to be able to sell to prospective staff. You've got to sell to suppliers who are just as important as customers. You've got to sell to potential bank managers. You've got to sell to your customers. So you're selling and pitching all the time. If you do not know how to sell passionately and passionately be able to communicate your product, you're not going to be successful. So market's 1, selling 2, and number 3 is numbers. You've got to have a firm grasp of numbers. You know, we watch Dragon's Den all the time, and you know, when the dragons say, you know, what's your top line, or what's your GP, or what's your bottom line, and everyone just freezes. You know what? I never feel that's good enough. If somebody wants to run their own business, that makes me, you know, so uncomfortable. Is you've got to know your numbers, and you've got to have a real good grasp on your numbers. You've got to know margins, you've got to know overheads, you've got to know costs. and you've got to know that on an ongoing basis. You've got to surround yourself with people, if you're not as good with it, who can ram that home down to you all the time.
Do you use social media for your job?
My 8-year-old, he always says to me, I always say to him is, you know what, social media, use it for your benefit, not personally, but it's got a huge place in business. So he always checks on my phone, his daddy, why you got Twitter on your phone and Instagram on your phone? And I always say the guys at CTA have put that on my phone because they want me to keep an eye on how eCareers and iPro are doing on that, and he always says, you told me not to use it. So the answer is no, I don't use, I don't personally use my Twitter account. I have a Twitter account. The guys at CTA manage that for me. But I do use LinkedIn. So to answer your question, LinkedIn I think is so powerful, and it's such a underutilized tool. Something that's virtually free, can be capitalized on. So I use. Don't tell my 8-year-old that I use LinkedIn, because he still considers it social media. It's between us. It's between us.
Well, thank you very much for spending some time with me. It's been
Raj.
great to hear all the insights and the journey. Hope to see you soon, and good luck with the crowdfunding.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Take
mate.
care.